And welcome to this video. My name is Filippa and today we are going to dive into the topic of how to heal your pelvic floor when you are postpartum or you recently had a baby. And recently can be very different, like it could really be a week, a month, but it can also be a year or up to 5 years, I would say. So I always talk about how the body takes about 5 years to fully heal after pregnancy and giving birth. So take your time, there's no rush. And let's dive now into a concept which is a universal concept for postpartum mothers, and it is 5 universal postpartum needs. The first place that I read about this was in Kimberly Ann Johnson's 4th Trimester. It's a wonderful book. I highly, highly recommend it. So if you haven't read it, please do that. But here's a summary. What really each and every single woman who has recently become a mother needs. And the 4th trimester is, of course, the 3 first months after giving birth. So we have 3 trimesters during pregnancy, and then the 4th trimester is when the baby is outside of the body, but still baby and mother is so closely connected. So we need to really take all of this into consideration when we are spending time after giving birth. So the first one of these 5 universal postpartum needs is rest. When I give a list to women what to think about if they are postpartum and want to heal their pelvic floor, I'm like, okay, out of 10 things, it's rest, 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 and rest. The 5 first things to do is to rest. We need so much rest. So how you can think of this is, at least for the first month, you can split the 4 weeks into the first week, spend time in the bed with the baby and don't leave the bed. Second week, you can walk around the bed and that's it. Third week, you walk around the room. And 4th week, you walk around the house or apartment. And then you can think about moving, like going out. I mean, of course, if you have a balcony, if you want to sit in the sun, or you have like a yard or something, I think that's really good too, to get some sunlight. But the concept of not moving, like you're not supposed to be walking, like take hikes and bring your baby in a stroller right away. The body is not built for that. You need a lot of rest when you have given birth. And I was better the second time. I still feel like I could have done it better. Now I know more, of course, because it was after my second birth I had the prolapse. So I had to relearn everything again. And sometimes it was really hard for me to rest. As long as I was breastfeeding, it was more easy because I did breastfeeding lying down. So that gave me a lot of rest. And I also really encourage women with pelvic floor dysfunction to put a pillow underneath their hips when lying down, so that you can take some of gravity away from the pelvic floor and the pelvic floor can really rest. So on my way of healing prolapse, I found 2 ways that worked really well for me to rest. The first one was yoga nidra. I love yoga nidra. It's so effective on me. It's like if I have 30 minutes, that's enough. I just kind of fall asleep a few minutes during that time, and I always wake up before 30 minutes is over, and I feel rested. So I have a yoga nidra here, I'll link it, and you can try it yourself. The other one is red light therapy. It's extremely effective. How I use it now is about 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. You need to build that up. And if I have had a bad night's sleep and I use red light therapy, I'm back. It's like I have actually slept. So I feel I should have found red light therapy much earlier, like when I had small babies, because my youngest was like 2 when I realized how effective red light therapy was for my energy levels. And if I have more energy, also I'm not as sensitive to any kind of symptoms or pain in the body. Also, that diminishes with the red light therapy. So I highly recommend those to really kind of re-energize your body. The next one of the 5 universal postpartum needs is loving touch. A mother has to be held just like her baby. So if you can get that, from a partner, and it doesn't have to be like a big thing. You can just kind of hold hands, he can rub your feet, but you need that touch. Similarly to how the baby needs your touch. Like, you have to have that oxytocin to really bond and connect and feel the love as a mother and a baby. And someone has to hold the mother. Of course, if you can afford to take a massage or anything else that gives you that kind of oxytocin rush, that's amazing. But really think of incorporating that into your daily life. Then, of course, we have nutrition, which is so important, and I talk about that for healing pelvic floor in other videos on this channel. Here in the 5 postpartum universal needs, we talk about warm food, homemade food, really rich in nutrients, and some kind of animal-based products inside. And collagen is a really crucial component, but also homemade. So if you can get it homemade, that's the way to go about it. And then we have nature. So we need to spend time in nature, we need to see nature, feel nature. I highly recommend you to do some earthing if you can, even with your baby. And that means just putting bare skin, if it's your hands, your feet, onto the earth. And you will have a rush of electrons going into the body, giving you energy, balancing things out, and actually reduce inflammation. So that's one thing. And the other thing is the light, circadian rhythm. Like, if you go out early in the morning, once you wake up and you decide to start your day, you go out, you get some sunlight so that your whole body can actually feel where you are in time and space. And that will help all the processes in your body to support you throughout the day. Because we need certain cortisol levels in the morning and we want them to be lower in the evening, and so on. And all of that depends on the sunlight that you get into your body through the eyes and through the skin. So to think about that perspective, and also bring your baby, like your baby also need the same type of sunlight to be able, for the body to be able to be recognized and function properly. Then the last one, but not the least, is to have wise women around you. And this could be in many different ways and forms. But I mean, of course, to have like some kind of older women around you to guide you, who are also mothers themselves, could be really, really helpful and supportive. You don't have to feel so lonely with your baby. I know this is really hard. And I have an Indian husband, so I got a lot of support from his mother in a way which I was almost not prepared for. But the time, as soon as she was together with me and the baby, we were like 2 mothers on the baby. And I just realized how much that was needed. Like, it's so much work with a baby. So if you can get that, it's nothing like that. Otherwise, I mean, there are women's circles, so you can probably find your community, preferably locally. But there are also, of course, communities online, which may be helpful if you can't find one locally. But to have that support from other women, so that you don't feel alone, you feel a connection and you feel a sense of belonging. So I think that covers up the 5 universal postpartum needs. And what I want to finally say to new mothers is that try to cover these 5, rest a lot, and then start to listen to your body. Only you can heal you. No one else can heal you. I can't heal you. Like any methods in the world won't heal you if you don't have the mindset of really tuning into your body, listening, understanding, and based on what your body is communicating with you, you navigate forward. Always prioritizing rest, because that is what we need this time in our life. It does not mean that we will always be resting and now we can't do anything else any longer. That's not it. But we need to make space for that rest to happen, to be able to then come out stronger again. So practice listening to your body. I know that is kind of hard. It sounds easy, but it's a hard concept. And if you want to, I can do some videos here with exercises on how to start to listen to your body, to connect to your body on a deeper level and understand what it needs for you to heal. So let me know if you want that in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.